Hello, I'm Jessica Stutzman, and this is the Millcreek Government Channel. Today we are joined by Jennifer Farrar, Executive Director at Asbury Woods. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me here today. I know we have a lot to talk about. We have some partnerships in the works, but right now Asbury Woods is focusing on trees, the year of the trees. And I've seen flags as I drive past Asbury Woods that say that. Can you tell me more about what this year's theme means?
Yeah, absolutely. So for 2024, the Year of Trees at Asbury Woods, last year in 2023 was sort of our first year doing this yearly theme, and we did water. This year we're focusing on trees, and I think it's really special for the Asbury Woods story and how it started with Otto Barron and his farm and how interested he was in trees. Obviously from his business side of the paper mill, but he had just had this natural curiosity about trees, and there's still trees on the property today that he planted. So it's a really great focus back to how Asbury Woods started in our history. And so we're just really trying to focus on all kinds of, why trees are important in our landscape, what they do for our environment, how they beautify our neighborhoods, how people can plant trees, take care of trees. So everything you can think about with trees, we're doing this year at Asbury Woods. And for all ages, we have wonderful, dynamic lectures for adults, then all kinds of our typical fun kids things as well.
That's awesome. And summer is always a busy time at Asbury Woods. What are some of the highlights this year? And how would you incorporate the Year of the Trees into those events?
So summer is always like our season, right? It's like May through October is prime time at Asbury Woods. So as part of all of our normal programming, we will incorporate some of our public programs that are Year of Trees related. And something people can come out and do that's up already and up for the whole year is actually a tree ID walk. And so you just use your smartphone and do the QR codes and go along, and it tells you what kind of tree it is and a little bit about that tree. So that's something you can come and do on your own schedule anytime. But as far as all of our typical summer programming, our Monday Music in the Woods is back. That has been a hugely popular event and brings several hundred people out every Monday night. And it has such a relaxed, nice vibe. So it's great music, great camaraderie and friendship, and this beautiful backdrop of the woods behind. So I just love those Monday musics. The Nature Center is open so people can come in, and that's always helpful. Families with little kids, the kids might get bored, they'll listen to music for a little bit, then they want to go in and see the ferret or the fish or something like that. So Monday music is a huge hit for us.
Is that in the Celebration Garden? Or where's
Yes,
okay.
It is. So just behind the Nature Center. And people will, bring their own beverages and snacks, but of course we do have some snacks and food trucks there as well.
Awesome. Who doesn't love a good food truck?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Music in the woods.
You can't go wrong on a summer night in the woods with music.
Yeah.
So that's a great one for us coming up again.
Okay, so what about Trout in the Classroom release?
So this is our second year of we did it last year during Year of Water. We raised trout from eggs in the tanks in our Nature Center.
Wow.
And then in June, we actually had our summer campers help us release them into Lake Pleasant. This year, so we've been raising them for several months already, and then in June we are inviting the public to sign up, and they can come out to Lake Pleasant with us and release the trout. And then we'll do another round of eggs in August as well. So it's a great program, and it's tied to life cycles, and so you can watch these trout from eggs all the way up to the hatchling or fryling stage. I got that wrong. I think of the fryling stage when we release them. So that's a great lesson, but it also is a great, talks about, healthy water systems and healthy ecosystems, and, it's just a great educational program.
And I'm sure I love when things like these events teach kids about respecting nature. You know what I mean? So much of, nature is, delicate and fragile and needs fostered or taken care of. And that's really what Asbury Woods is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope, that if you come in and you see this trout from egg all the way through, you are there and release it into the waterway. It helps you understand why it's really important for that waterway to be a clean environment for this fish to have a healthy life and thrive in is fish life. So it is a wonderful way and a hands-on, tangible way for people to understand the story of why it's important.
Yeah. And then Fish Field Day, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So again, that's something we did last year during Year of Water, and it was really successful, so we're continuing it this year. So people can come to Asbury Woods, much like for 2024, we did an Arbor Day event in the end of April. We are doing Fish Field Day, and so you can come and see. I think that we have some hands-on activities where kids can see all the things that are in our waterways, the things that fish eat. We have some great partners that are coming out and teaching you how to cast for fishing. So everything to do with fish and waterways and fishing, and that's in August this year.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so where do families and kiddos, where does everybody sign up for this stuff?
So a lot of it you can just find on our website, asburywoods.org. And then, of course, if you're not on our email list or our mailing list, you can sign up for those things on the website as well. And, of course, our social media channels are always.
And that's what you're very, very active on social media. And, you know, like you said, just being in the woods, being in nature is just very, you know, therapeutic and calming. And I think, like, your Facebook even has that presence.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, everything's just like, you know, it's just so serene. So I recommend you go to the Asbury Woods Facebook page or social media pages. And Jennifer, you're always thinking about the future. So what I want to talk about are your strategic priorities for Asbury Woods moving into the next couple of years.
So the past couple of years, one of our big strategic priorities that was part of our last strategic plan our board of directors adopted was talking about diversifying the audience that participates in Asbury Woods programs. Of course, you know, the viewers here that are in Millcreek Township, they know Asbury Woods, they maybe live close to Asbury Woods, but we want to make sure that it is a resource for the broader community as well. So we've really been focusing on how do we share Asbury Woods' mission with a broader audience. So we have been partnering with the Erie City Schools and doing a lot of programming that we didn't previously do with them. We've been doing a Nature in Your Neighborhood program in the summer, so we actually go to some of the city parks, not just the city. I think this summer we're going to Napier Park and Lawrence Park. We might be going to a park in Girard as well, where we actually go and we take our hands-on lessons and fun activities to the park, and so kids didn't just come and enjoy and have sort of a nature science lesson while they're doing fun things like touching animal pelts and skulls and things like that. So we are trying to take our show on the road once in a while as well. Another thing that's been really important to us in that way is we recently started a endowment for summer camp scholarships. You know, our summer camps are wildly popular and sell out every year, and we want to make sure that cost is not a barrier to kids having that experience at Asbury Woods. So we have built up an endowment that's sitting around $20,000 right now that we hope for decades to come, a portion of that endowment helps us fund scholarships to summer camp. So that's been a really important initiative for us to put dollars and people make donations that are designated to that to make sure that we are serving the entire community.
And how would you know if you're a family that might be eligible for a scholarship?
So we have on our website, we have a very simple application form where you just, talk about your family circumstance and why a summer camp scholarship would be helpful to you. And we've given them out, so, if you have 3 kids in your family, each kid gets a scholarship to come to 1 week of camp.
And let's talk about summer camp, because the kiddos do have so much fun and they learn so much. I think that's probably my favorite thing, is when kids have fun and are learning at the same time. And, I've been in just observing, a couple times, the kids in action, when they're down in the creek and they're water sampling and things like that. And I think that is awesome. So do you want to touch on maybe what some of your summer camps are, your themes are? And like you said, you sell out very, very quickly if you're not sold out already. But how do your summer camps unfold?
So our summer camps are sold out. They have been like 90% full since February or something. But we have summer camps that go from preschool through middle school. And the younger ones are more sort of classic nature camp. It's just get out, get on the trails, get dirty, like you said, there's often a lesson embedded into it. So even if you're building a fort in the woods, there might be a lesson embedded of like, okay, what plants are we seeing? What trees are we seeing? So we try and make it a fun learning experience. So our younger kids are pretty classic nature camp. When we get to the middle school age, we have some more specialty camps. So there's one that's we call Trailblazers, and the kids actually bring their mountain bikes, and we spend the week mountain biking. We usually do like a trail cleanup or repair sort of project to show that this doesn't just happen. You know, people who use the trails give back and help maintain them. We do for middle school like a girls only camp as well. We do like an animal biology camp for middle school. So once those kids get to that middle school age, they sometimes have a little more dialed in what their personal interests are. So we try to speak to some of those interests at the middle school level.
So cool. And then that really gives them the foundation to like keep pursuing their interests at school or, you know, into high school and beyond. And I know there's so many times we have said, you know, that kids, you know, choose maybe a career in an environmental or something like that in STEAM, and they, you know, but they remember their field trips at Asbury Woods. It's so memorable.
We do. We actually have a lot of people who will call, email, or actually just stop in, and they talk about, oh, I came to summer camp, or I was one of your summer camp helpers or assistants. I was on your animal care crew for years, and they tell us how that was a formative experience that led them on a certain career path.
Absolutely. And then do you have any other big priorities right now as far as conservation of Asbury Woods?
Yeah, so in July of 2023, our board of directors adopted a formal conservation stewardship plan for Asbury Woods. And it was a culmination of about 18 months of work with some consultants and experts in ecology and hydrology and all the things that brought together a plan that focuses on how we balance out taking care of the flora and the fauna and protecting from a conservation status standpoint, but also making sure that we are allowing great public access, that this isn't just this place that sits there and no one ever goes or touches or goes through, but how do we balance those two things out? So a lot of it is trail improvements, controlling some erosion and bank stabilization along Walnut Creek, invasive species management so that our native species can flourish. So it's this really amazing, you know, thick document that's fascinating to read and really plots out for us the next 5 to 10 years worth of work of how we take care of the property at Asbury Woods.
When you guys are such good stewards of that, you're doing such an amazing job. And, you know, again, the boardwalk, you know, expansion project, I mean, that is stunning and beautiful. One thing I don't want to forget to mention is our partnership that we recently expanded, which I'm super excited about. You know, we've been doing compost workshops with you guys, with Millcreek Township and Asbury Woods, and they've been great. They've been, you know, selling out, and we're able to distribute about 50 compost bins into the community every single year. So that reminded me when we were talking about the year of the trees, like, you know, you have, you know, the trees, you know, blooming, and then, you know, and this kind of like is the end of maybe the leaf life cycle or the branch life cycle, and we talk about composting. But we've expanded into rain barrels, and we added the Erie County Conservation District into our partnership. We had we only opened it up to 48 homes this year thus far, and I think we're talking about reopening it or talking about what we can do, but we had probably over 200 individuals interested, at least 100 people on the wait list. And I love that so much. And I feel bad for everybody who's waitlisted right now, but I love that because it shows that there's an interest in the community for us to provide these programs.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of thing that gives me chills, because our vision statement for Asbury Woods talks about we want Northwestern PA to be a place where protection of and appreciation for nature is a deeply held value, that it's part of how people think and feel. And when we have a wait list of 100 people for a composting program, that tells me that that is something people really value. They want to know more. They want to do the right thing and help be a part of protecting nature and green space and ecosystems in our community. They want to do the right thing.
They do. And I will say, when you come to the workshop and you receive your composting bin or your rain barrel bin, we're not just telling you about the bin and how it functions. We are really giving you, I think, the nitty-gritty on why this is important to divert food waste from the landfill, why this is important to divert precious water resources, to capture them from going back into our groundwater, and whatnot. But we can capture that and then use it on our gardens. And so I love that we talk about the why, because then hopefully my goal, they tell 5 more people, and then our wait list is 500 next year, or something like that. But that's really like long term and big vision there. But so I wanted to mention the partnership and the program, and really how successful it's been, because we love it, and we love doing it and hosting these classes. So thank you for partnering with us, as we enjoy it.
We love it too. It's a great match, and it's a great helps us both move the needle and in an area that we're both passionate about.
So Jennifer, Asbury Woods has a great calendar of yearly events and activities. What is new on the horizon?
Well, so we have a new event that is in the planning stages for the past couple of months that will be debuting in September, and it is called Winnie the Pooh's Asbury Adventure. So it is envisioned as a fundraising event for Asbury Woods, but a really magical experience for, say, the 3 to 6 year olds or so in that age range, to come to Asbury Woods and meet the characters that live in the 100-acre woods, but they're going to be at Asbury Woods 234-acre woods, and meet some of the characters and have a day where they can do a sing-along with Tigger, and they can make friendship bracelets with Piglet, and take a little walking tour where they see the houses where some of these characters live. So it's going to be really a delightful event coming up in September. It's new for us. It's fun. We have a great dynamic, creative committee where ideas are just flowing and coming out of their heads all the time. So we're super excited about putting some time and energy into that event for the fall.
Oh my, I love this so much. It's going to be adorable, by the way. And just a cool way to bring everybody in who maybe hasn't experienced Asbury Woods before.
Yes, and that's what we're always trying to do. Okay, what is something else that we can do? What's a new, we do trail runs. And so, that brings in people who are into fitness and they're running, and maybe we introduce them to doing that at Asbury Woods. This is an angle where maybe it's families who their children just, are enamored with Winnie the Pooh. And so we marry it to the Asbury Woods experience, and they see what we have to offer.
Jennifer, thank you so much for coming in today. Is there any last thing, I know our show is just about to come to a close, but is there any last thing that we didn't get to mention about Asbury Woods?
No, we covered a lot of territory, but I always do like to make sure that we express an appreciation for all of the people who care so deeply about Asbury Woods, and they express it through their volunteerism. They express it by coming to our programs, by making donations to Asbury Woods. And really, it's about all those people who love Asbury Woods and treasure it. We can't do this without them. So it's a big thank you to everybody who cares about Asbury Woods.
It absolutely is. And can you just tell me one last time, when can we access Asbury Woods? When is it open to the public, and when can we come?
Yeah, so our trails are open every day from during daylight hours. You can come and access the trails, and free and open to the public every day of the year. Our nature center, our summer hours are Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5 and Sunday noon to 5. And of course, it's free to enjoy the nature center as well.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate you coming here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jessica.
Viewers, again, those of you that know Asbury Woods, you know it is our community's gem. If you have not experienced Asbury Woods, there is so much for you to experience. It is just, again, very nature-based, and this year is the year of the tree. So I want to encourage you to go to Asbury Woods and enjoy yourself. Have a great time there this year at their events and their festivities. So I want to thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel, and until next time, have a great day.